guys, this is Jessica with YA Fiction Freaks. I have another book review for you today, and it is over 13 Reasons Why by Jay Asher. This book, it's really hard to star this book because it's on such a different genre than the rest of the books that I've been reading recently. As far as needing to get through it, it wasn't ridiculous. I really did want to know what was going on, but it wasn't like Twilight or anything like that where I just had to know. Sorry, I have this little piece of hair in my face. So it definitely is not a 5. I'm thinking it may be a 4. But then again, I don't know. Let's say a 3.5. This book it's a 3.5 because like Gina said in one of her reviews, I really, really, really need the romance. And there really isn't a lot of romance in this. But I absolutely love this cover. The way it's made, it's all shiny. Not all of it, just those little wood things. Those wood? Is that wood? I don't know what it is. But those little tape things, I guess. They're shiny. And then she's sitting on a swing set. It's really cool. And I love the side. It looks really pretty on my bookshelf. This is what the font and the chapter look like. The chapter is like a cool little thing like that. And then the italicized is what is on the tape. And then the not italicized, just regular print, is what the main character is thinking. So I'm going to read the back to you guys because I didn't do that in my last video and I got yelled at. But it says, "You can't stop the future, you can't rewind the past. The only way to learn the secret is to press play. Clay Jensen doesn't want anything to do with the tapes Hannah Baker made. Hannah is dead. Her secrets should be buried with her. Then, Hannah's voice tells Clay that his name is on her tapes, and that he is, in some way, responsible for her death. All through the night, Clay keeps listening. He follows Hannah's recorded words through his small town, and what he discovers changes his life forever." So, this book is not for little kids. A couple people said that it's good for younger kids to read because it'll teach them stuff about suicide, like how to prevent suicide and stuff like that. No, I don't agree. You should not read this book unless you're 14 or 15 over because it does in some way beautify suicide. Not really beautify it, but the people who were mean to her really learned their lesson. And I don't want anyone to think that committing suicide to teach people a lesson is a good idea. So do not read this book unless you are mature enough to handle it. Suicide is a serious issue, and I love that Jay Asher put this into a book. Because it's a serious issue that people need to address and not just shove under the carpet like it is shoved under the carpet. It actually talks about that in this book some. She's scared to even admit that she has suicide or that she has thoughts of suicide because of what that means for her. But basically, this boy Clay, it doesn't really say this through the synopsis, but he kind of had a huge crush on Hannah Baker before she committed suicide, and so when he receives this tape, he's just heartbroken. But that was so cool. On the inside of the cover, there's the map that she leaves him to follow. So you can go through and follow with him. And I thought that was so cool. So, yeah, that was really cool that Jay Asher did that, or whoever made that decision did that. So, yeah, basically what happens is she gives these tapes, somebody sends these tapes to Clay, and there's no return address on the box. So he opens up the first one, and there's 13 of them. Maybe there's not 13 of them. Maybe there's just... Let's see. There's 7 cassettes, but there's 13 people as to why she killed herself. And it's not just, hey, you bullied me, so this is why I committed suicide. It shows you what your one action that's harmful against somebody can do to set off a chain of reactions. This one guy does something that didn't really offend, it offended her, but it didn't really affect her until somebody else did something because of that, like what that one person did, and how it just kept going through this big chain. And it really makes you stop and think that every action, every choice that you make it's not just a choice, it's a serious decision, and it can affect anyone at any time. So for that, I really, really liked it, and the writing was really beautiful. So, I don't know, it's so hard. It's either a 3.5 or a 4, I can't decide. After talking about it and remembering, I read this like a week ago, so I think I'm going to up it up to a 4 because thinking about it, it was really good. So, 13 Reasons Why by Jay Asher. Really good book. Definitely recommend it if you're old enough. I'd say 14 or 15, no one younger than that, just because of the seriousness of all the issues. And also, Jay Asher puts like a list of discussion questions in the back. And I thought that was really cool because they like kind of like say, like, one of them is, what should someone do if they see themselves in the character of Hannah? What should someone do if they're worried that a friend might be suicidal? And, you know, that seems really cool, like, that he really cares that much about suicide and how to prevent it and stuff like that. So, get this book. It's good. Happy reading!